came to me and like reached out and took some photos, and I was like pretty like shocked with this because I'm not successful startup CEO yet. Because I think that the startup is successful not even after IPO. I think the startup is great after like the startup founder is like successful after he like exited successfully, or he went to IPO, cashed out, and maybe. But I try as a CEO, I try to talk with each person on a regular basis, understand the motivation, current status of energy. And I try when I see that one of my co-founders is like close to some kind of burnout. So I'm trying to do something with it.
So hello guys, this is Jiguur, me again. So the Silkway Accelerator podcast season is still ongoing, and I'm sitting with another great founder. The guy is from Uvu. His name is Madiyar. Thank you for accepting my invitation here.
Yeah, thank you, Jiguur. Welcome to Kazakhstan.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm leaving Kazakhstan.
Yeah, but anyway, we're always trying to be welcoming. So actually, I do not visit podcasts and interviews for the last like 3-4 months.
Oh.
And I denied many requests from my friends as well.
Oh, thank you.
Because, I think that we should focus, as Ali says, always, we should focus on our business and not giving like interviews and etc. But for you, I accepted because I think it's great that you came from Mongolia, and it would be nice to have some connections with that great country, actually, because we have the same history.
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Madiyar. I'm CEO and co-founder at UVU. Prior to Google for Startups, we built ride sharing for kids and females on 4-seat cars. Now we changed our concept to mass mobility solution, where passengers can book a seat on a minibus to travel to school, work, or other places like hotels, airports, and etc.
During this time, you found another opportunities.
Yeah, actually, what we understood from the day one when we started our company like half a year ago, we started and we understood that we started with kids transportation first of all, and we understood that we will come to the buses with the time, because when the demand will be higher, when we will have more clients, we will connect buses and we will start providing bus service. But the thing is that when you focus on what we understood during this accelerator is that 4-seat car and bus is different products.
Yeah.
So the product for bus driver, the product for car driver, and the product for the client, if the client uses the car or a bus, they are completely different. And what we understood on the accelerator, and why we decided to focus on buses, first of all, is because we understood that the unit economy of one bus is like the profit from one bus is like 4 times.
4 times bigger.
4 times bigger than one car.
Oh.
So it means that like and when you provide service and when you acquire car drivers to our service who own the cars, And we now have actually more than 1,000 drivers in our platform. We understand that we anyway, even if we shared rides, so our if we compare ourselves to Uber, it's the key thing is that we provide sharing rides. So kids, they travel together in one car, so from 2 to 4 kids in one car, so sharing rides. But anyway, it doesn't matter if you provide service in 4-seat car, it doesn't matter how many people inside the car. Anyway, it's a taxi.
Yeah.
And in mind, people anyway will compare you with a taxi, and the drivers will compare you with the taxis. And we understood that if in 4-seat cars we have some competition, first of all, with Yandex and Uber.
In driver.
Yeah, in driver. Here in bus sector, we do not have such strong competitors, so we can try to do the service in this segment with buses. This is the first. So the first thing is that the economy. The second is competition, and the third, I would say that when we tested the hypothesis with the buses, we understood that the bus drivers, they asked us the more how many trips you can provide us, and we understood that to work with bus drivers, we will need to provide them with another routes, another trips during the day, not only school. And that was the I would say the must-have feature to work with bus drivers. Then we understood, can we provide a bus driver with trips not only to school?
Yeah.
And general cases, like going to work, from airports, from the shopping mall, from mosque, even from mosque on Friday, or from other places. And the answer was yes, we can, from events and etc. And we understood that we can do that. And actually so we understood that we provided the service for only one case in the morning until 8 a.m. before, so going to school. But nothing was stopping us from providing other cases. So not for kids, but for their parents to go to work.
Yeah.
And we tried it, and we actually pivoted 2 months ago, and we now in the testing process, and in I would say MVP stage.
Yeah. Is it a pivot or just a new segment?
I think yes, it's pivot. Because the key thing that you change your business model. When pivoting is meaning for myself is when you change your business model. And the business model for myself again is to whom you sell your product, and through which channel you sell it. So is it a B2C or B2B, or what is it? And if we understood that when you work with the buses, you should at least from the beginning, in order to have positive unit economy, you need to have B2B contracts. And we understood that we should go and work. We tried to work B2B. It was a long time from the first meeting with the client to the contract.
You mean bus holders, bus company?
No. I mean the clients passengers who want. And the customer. Yeah. So demand side, not supply. Yeah. And in supply side, in demand side, in order to have a contract with B2B company, to provide services for transportation of, for example, employees or visitors. For example, shopping mall Mega. The number of visitors in the last month was 1.8 million. Yeah. So the meaning is
unique people?
No, not unique. The total number.
Total number.
Yeah. So the turnover of people who visited. Anyway, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So we understood that we can provide a service both for visitors and employees and etc. But in order to have a B2B contract, you need to spend a lot of time. And we decided to start working like B2B2C model. So we go to the business, and the business provide us with the clients, and we have some like agent fee for them. So, and in that way, we work with the schools, with the business centers, with businesses, restaurants, Inditex, boutique, Inditex, like Zara.
Inditex,
yeah. So this is the first where we pivoted, because before we were like B2C more. Before
directly to the parents.
Yeah, directly to the parents. We have like very big, I would say, media coverage. I had the big media coverage and a lot of like downloads in the app, and I think all the parents in Nur-Sultan, they know us. Most of them could not like book us because we were like overbooked during the August, let's say. So, but we had a big media coverage, and we had B2C model. And so when we understood that we should work with buses more, we understood that we should work B2B2C. So we changed it. And we also changed who buys our services, not only schools, but businesses and restaurants and etc. So I think that it's from the business model perspective, it's complete like changing the model. But in the product, it's like a very big difference. Very big difference in the product.
The previous model is still ongoing, right? People still using that.
Yeah, actually, first when we tried to pivot our product, we saved our like 4-seat cars, so because it's almost automated. Like we have on-demand trips, so meaning that parent can in the evening book the trip for the next day with the driver, and have his car have his kid travel to school at the time that he want, or the parents, they can book a ride like 3 times prior to the ride, and the car will come in the morning or during the whole day. So it works now, and we have like, I don't know, 500 maybe trips per day for that on-demand segment. So we do not pay time for that. I do not monitor metrics for that.
So that means, though, is there any booking that will be done outside of the?
You mean that parent can
directly to the
car owner or the driver? Yeah, it might happen, but it doesn't work for the driver. For meaning that she actually we have all female drivers.
Yes.
And the thing is that she needs demand constantly going to her, and there are always a lot of problems with customers changing the timetable and changing like the places and etc. And it's really difficult for them to manage that for one driver, even if she has, for example, 4 clients. She needs to call to each parent. She needs to like tell them the price, and then like having this payment. And then if one kid like denies or cancels the trip, she needs to like changing the price for other 3 people, and it's a lot of work. So almost all of the drivers, they understand that. They try actually to do so. They work like 1-2 weeks, and then they come back.
Okay. What is the commission for drivers and parents?
For 4-seat cars, we had like 15 to 20% commission. In the beginning, we had 10. Then we we understood that we should like have some, because there also we should understand that there is a commission of acquiring services, payment services, and routing, and etc. And we should have money from that if we do this business. So we have like 15 to 20% commission.
20%. And about the trip fare, is it more expensive than Yandex Taxi, or it's similar?
Yeah, the trip is more expensive. Like I would say like from 20 to 15% more expensive than Yandex. Yeah.
15.
Yeah, I would say so. In the beginning, we had like the price was less, but we understood that it doesn't work. So the economy doesn't work if the price is less.
So the Uber doesn't survive. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So we need to make money from the business, of course.
Yeah. And of course, for the parents, they share the ride, and it's cheaper than
actually
per parent.
It also doesn't work.
Okay.
So this is what I'm telling to many like carpooling startups. It doesn't work if you share. If you think that you will have less. The thing is that the driver calculates the earnings for per hour, not per trip. And you can provide him with or her with like 3 kids in one cabin, so that the driver will be able to earn, for example, like for 3 kids, if they share, for example, the cost of the ride. So, for example, the car driver will get like the total earning that she or he could have earned in 1 hour in Uber. But in Uber, she or he gets the trips constantly. So she completes or he completes 1 trip, then he gets another trip, then he gets another trip. So actually per hour in Uber, the drivers have like 2.5 or 3 trips per hour. So, and you provide the driver also with, on average, with 3 kids in one cabin.
Yeah.
And the driver wants the price for 1 hour for 3 kids. But in Uber, she or he also has that number of trips, but constantly during the hour, one after one. So meaning that the economy is like pretty same for
I see.
for individual and for sharing. Or if you want to like to provide more trips for or you want to like have a lower price for the client, you need to provide these like this sharing rights during the whole hour. And we could not provide it for seat cars.
Yeah, sure. Let's start from the beginning. What does Uvu mean?
Yeah, okay. So if we talk about the idea came to us like, actually I used to work in the ride sharing field after university. So I had my bachelor in Moscow State University in applied math and computer science. And in the last year, we participated in one hackathon with McKinsey company in Moscow with my friends, and we won this competition. And we had the hackathon from McKinsey and Get Taxi. Get is like unicorn from Israel. It's Israeli-based ride-sharing company, and used to work in Moscow, works in Israel and in other cities. And we had that hackathon, and I became like closer to the field of ride sharing, and I was really like inspired by what they did. I mean, transportation service for people, and I understood the value of that, of the whole like task or mission of the company to transport people from point A to point B safely. and for the like affordable price. And actually, I took this like competition task for my diploma project in university, and my diploma was like optimal taxi allocation system for ride-sharing company.
Okay, it's like the business model or algorithm thing.
Algorithm. So yeah, I was like, I did like in order to, it's a big story how I prepared my diploma project. Like a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
Actually, that was really tough topic to implement this taxi allocation, optimal allocation
so
system.
Many conditions,
Many conditions, and it's really difficult task. I understood it after I already like took it. So I came to my scientific advisor, and he said like, okay, if you like, it's interesting task, you can take it. And after that, I understood that it's really difficult to solve it. And when I came to him, he was like, I don't know how to solve it, you should try. He gave me some recommendations, but it wasn't working, and that was really difficult. But what I got from it is that I got a really nice experience of understanding the whole unit economy and the whole algorithm of working of ride-sharing companies from inside, how it worked. And after that, Yandex Taxi and Get Taxi, they called me to work in Moscow, and they actually implemented this algorithm in 2019 after my
your algorithm?
Not mine, but actually they took some stuff from my like scientific work and also implemented this in pretty same way. So yeah. And actually I joined another field. I don't know why. I was like, it's a long story how I got to consulting. But after university in 2018, I came to Kazakhstan, and I wanted to stay home for some time, not going to Moscow. And the plan was like staying home here in Kazakhstan for 1 year or maybe half year and then come back. Actually, I joined here, managing partner of KPMG, proposed me to join the company, the strategy team. And I joined this strategy and operations group in management consulting in KPMG.
In the right there.
In Caspian, KPMG Caspian. And became the consultant, and it took 3 years actually. Not as I planned, not half a year, but it took 3 years. But after that, again, I'm more entrepreneur, not worker. From the school, I was entrepreneur, and from like 8th grade, I had my own business. I had my clothing boutique in 10th grade. I sold like Apple accessories and mobile phones to people when I was school child, and I had food track when I was in school. So I was an entrepreneur. I had my own startup in online education when I was in the first university year, bachelor. And actually, after I worked 2 years at KPMG, Musa came to me, and he is my old friend from school. And we had
high school.
We had business with him in high school.
Yeah. What did you do?
In high school?
Yeah.
It's actually not high school, I think middle school. So 8th grade, we organized first football league, so championship for schools.
An entrance fee.
Yeah, and we had interest fee, of course, and we also participated by ourselves.
Okay, so you got the champion, right?
Yeah. We
building a great team.
Yeah, we organized that events, and we got like $100 per each event.
Okay.
And we organized like 2 per month. That was okay for each of us, like $200, and we shared 50%. And that was okay, like $200 per month. That was a good earnings for a school
it's
child.
good,
Yeah, and we also organized like football, like FIFA championships.
Okay, you also
with the same model. Yeah. Yeah, and actually he came to me, and he actually shared his problem in the business from my side as a consultant, and he said that he has his business football academy, and he it's actually one of the largest in the city, and he said that he's really passionate from football, but he wants something bigger. And he said that he has this transportation inside the company for kids of that football academy. And he said that he wanted to delegate that transportation from the company, because he became like a half transportation company. He said that I want to focus on football academy, but I provide the transportation services for kids in my academy. And it brings me money, but it takes a lot of time. And I cannot delegate it to anyone because there is no service.
Yeah, because they're
Totally,
kids.
for kids, no service for kids in Astana. And that was the initial like idea that we can provide such a service. And the hypothesis was that in other schools, they also have that problem. And when we tested the hypothesis, it worked out. We had a lot of we started from no code to the one pager.
And proposing to the schools.
Yeah, proposed to parents actually. And we saw that a lot of demand on the market, and we launched in 2 weeks after we had this idea. We can launch such a service. But actually, at that time I worked at KPMG, and I was pretty privileged to work there. I actually grew at KPMG. I had really accelerated career growth. So the historically most accelerated growth, I think, in Big Four in Central Asia. So I grew up from consultant 1 to manager in 3 years. And when when Musa came to me at that time, I had meetings with the ministers, with vice ministers, and my work was very fancy, not startup vibe, not business vibe. I was meeting with CEOs of big companies and did B2B contracts with large corporates. At that time, I used to work with Kazmnaygas and a big consulting project. But anyway, my entrepreneurial, I would say, passion led me to start working with Musa for this business. But actually, I analyzed, of course, when I thought about the idea of providing school transportation, I analyzed the market, the startup arena. And I understood that there are some successful cases in the US. And one company became unicorn, backed by Silkway Capital, SoftBank, providing school transportation in the US. And the market is 25 billion per year in the US only. So this is the 25 million, it's only public transportation, school public transportation. It's subsidized by the government, stable. So it's a big market. And I understand
Central Asia, there is none.
Yeah, and there's some kind of ideas from different startups in CIS in Moscow. But I analyzed also them, and I understood that they have a lot of weaknesses, and saw the opportunity in this field. So this is how it started, and our name from the beginning was GoKid. GoKid, it's easier. Then after 2 months, maybe, we changed it to UVU. And the idea of UVU was to provide the simple naming, like Uber or Ivy or even Yandex. It's much more difficult, and nobody understands what does it mean. But and that was the idea, to provide something simple. And easy for children to be catchy.
Catchy.
Yeah. And the thing was that it's just if the idea of UVU is like emoji, it's just emoji. The logo is emoji. So yeah, and that was the idea of. Actually, there is a holding music production company, OVO, Drake.
OVO?
Yeah, you know Drake.
No.
Yeah, I think you know this song, like rap artist Drake.
Yeah. Drake.
Yeah,
Oh,
Drake.
Yeah. There's a song.
Yeah. Not song. It's actually his label called OVO.
OVO. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's OVO. And Drake also, like always, he tells.
OVO. Right.
Yeah.
OVO sound.
Yeah, OVO sound. It's like this logo of OVO is pretty famous.
Right.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
So
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
yeah. And it looks similar.
Yeah. So actually, we had that idea of connect our brand with some animal, and the
Mascot.
Yeah, mascot. And we got our mascot. It was owl, and UVU looks easy, and we thought that it's great.
Yeah. And started from for the school transportation and growing and another segments, also bus sharing and bus.
Yeah. Bus hailing platform. Yeah. So actually, that was really difficult to pivot. I mean, psychologically, I would say that it's really difficult when you when you used to work in one field. And you used to provide the routes for 4-seat cars, like every day, like a lot of routes, like almost 1,000 trips per day to 4-seat cars, and then you should cancel all those trips. We actually canceled all planned routes for 4-seat cars. It's a lot, like 80% of rides, they were in routes. So we built route. So how it worked from inside, like you have all the trips for the next day for school children. You implement this routing algorithm. You get like 100 routes, for example. You put all these 100 routes to marketplace, and drivers, they choose the routes for the next day, not trips, but the whole route, optimal route for the morning, for the day, and for the evening. And we at 4 p.m. We started selling the trips for tomorrow. And the drivers, they booked routes, meaning that they have to go and provide the service tomorrow by the list of the trips. This is how we used to work. And after we decided to pivot to buses, we understood that we cannot, because it took a lot of operations to, you provided these routes to the platform, and the drivers, they took the routes. But it's really difficult to manage that operations actually. And when we decided to focus more on buses, we understood that it's operationally difficult to work to continue working with 4-seat cars. And we just canceled all routes and moved it to on demand, meaning that we do not sell the routes for the next day. We provide only with the trips for the next day, and drivers, they should collect and do the routes by themselves.
Sure.
Yeah.
Risk of the change in the business model. So
it's a lot of risks. Always, like when you do the startup. Yeah, it's risky to change the business model totally. But I think in a startup, you cannot be 0.5% here and 0.5% there. You should focus on 100% on one thing. If you do not focus your energy, first of all, for one product, I think it would not work. And this is the key outcome, I think, from the Google for Startups program, that you should focus on one thing, on one country, on one place when you're a startup on an early stage. Because you do not have resources for one product. You do not have resources for one field, for one country. And you want to do 2 countries or two segments or 2 products in one period of time. It's difficult.
Yeah.
And we understood totally during this program that it's the key insight of the program is this thing.
Yeah. So focus on one thing, right?
Yeah, focus on one thing. Even from Naimi KZ, from Yerevan, that was a good lesson from when he asked about the launching in Tashkent or in Bishkek. You remember this session?
Yeah, he told that.
So this is actually the answer.
So you did your MVP in just 2 weeks, and next you started to sell. And how did you solve the chicken egg problem? I mean, drivers and the parents.
Yeah.
Which segment did you start?
We started from the clients. Who pays the money? We started with that side. First sell, then think how you will manage this contract. I would say that was the approach from the beginning, and we sold the transportation service without having buses actually. But then we found the buses. And we started founding the buses, but that was really
drivers, right?
Yeah, drivers. That was really hard, and we had that problems. You remember during the from the late August and until the middle of September. That was like war with drivers. Yeah, when we took some contracts from we took contracts from the from the schools and from businesses, and we understood that we actually ate someone's business and transportation company's business.
Yeah,
and that was a really big problem, and we had some I would say wars and meetings with them, and that was really hard to manage.
So at the time, nobody is happy for you because new guys come new.
Yeah, sure. And what we understand is that in Kazakhstan, sometimes people say that why we give service to Yandex and we want some kind of Kazakh company providing transportation services. It's like bullshit actually.
Yeah.
Nobody will go and work for the company only because of the national aspect. People work or use the service which is better. Just with the price, with the quality, was something else.
Second or third thing.
Yeah. Actually, national aspect is third on the third stage, and this is why Volt and Glovo for food delivery is better than Choco Food in big cities.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about, Choco is a national and Kazakh company. Let's have food in Choco.
Yeah,
so and we understood it from inside. We understood that when we came, when we had some problems, nobody supported us. I mean, the parents and the drivers, they said
oh, you did try it?
We did not try to ask for some help, but we saw they do not. Parents want a good service. The drivers want to earn a lot. That's all. It doesn't matter from where are you.
Yeah, sure. Your unique selling point is that female drivers.
That was before. Now it's before we our the key selling point was that you put, as a parent, you provide us with the timetable of your child, and you don't care for the tomorrow. You have your notifications. You understand that you will have a driver who understand that this is a kid and it is travel to school. But if you if you always request the ride for your kid in taxi, every day you will need to explain to the new driver every day that this is a kid. You need to put it here or here, and this is not a service. So that extra service is was the selling point. The second is the safety, of course, is that we did extra to check our drivers. Comparing to the big taxi companies, and we provided only female drivers. Now we changed the just key point is that we now provide buses for not only for females, but for all citizens. And the key thing is that you do not have any option between the car, taxi, and the bus. In the car, like here in Kazakhstan, it's $3. Bus is like 20 cents. In the bus, it's always occupied seats and many bus stops and different contingent. And in the taxi, it's expensive, different drivers, and tight cabin. So, and we have something in between. You can book a seat, you have good air condition, and you have better convenience than in the bus, better safety. So we understand that we actually if we compare it to bus, we understand who is the passenger. In the bus, they do not verify the passengers, meaning that some person from prison, yesterday he became for example free and came to the bus, traveling with you. Nobody knows that. But in our service, we understand each client, who is he, and we have client ID, his contacts, and etc. And we can, if he, for example, he acts like idiot while the trip, for example, or he became drunk, for example, and we can punish him, ban him, or something like this. But in bus service, city bus, it doesn't matter. You can become drunk every day for each bus trip, for example. Nobody cares. So this is our value proposition, I would say, for the clients.
Sure.
And if we compare it to car, it's simple, as I said. Expensive, tight cabin, different drivers. That's all.
It reminds me the similar thing that for Naimi's value proposition is we know the customers and we know the service providers and
we know the customer, and for the safety perspective as of now. But with the time, of course, when we will have a lot of data, maybe we will provide some extra services to them.
Sure. Talk about the numbers. How many team members in your team?
Actually, we had from the beginning we had 5 people. We have 4 co-founders. One is CTO, one is CPO, product, and operations. Third is marketing. It's Musa, and sales, and the fourth is me, CEO, and this is our co-founding team. We had 5 people from the beginning. Then when we attracted 330K from leading angel investor in Kazakhstan in September last year. VC firm, I would say, most interested. Actually, we got that money and we expanded our team to like 25 people, but most of them are in operations. It's not like a high salary people, but and yes,
call center, etc.
Call center, yeah. So including call center, we have 25. Then at some point in April, I think we had like 29 maybe. And during the summer, we understood that when we pivoted, we understood that it's much more operationally easier. And if we work B2B, we do not need marketing budget, for example. We do not need such SMM like and designers and etc. And we cutted our team to like currently like 12 to 15 people. And half of them are engineers. That's all. And currently we have 15 people.
MRR?
Yeah, we had like in May, our MRR was like 4 to 5K in May. Currently it's like 15K MRR, something like this. And the turnover is quite bigger, the turnover. So actually our current commission is not fair. We have lower commission that we could have because of all that problems that we had in Almaty with the launch. And we thought that we will have, if we did not lose, we lost our key client that we focused on.
Yeah.
And we lost it.
Never
because no. I think they will come back with the time, hopefully.
Okay.
But it's a long war, I would say, with some people. But we thought that our MRR could have been like 40K, 50K in this month. But unfortunately, sometimes shit happens.
Yeah. About your in near future, how much are you going to invest?
Raise,
yeah.
I think we will have bridge in the next like 2-3 months, the bridge round for like something like 50 to 1 million. 50, I mean 500 to 1 million. And that would be like the bridge or seed one. Seed one, we will attract it in order to check our ability to expand to one country from outside.
Which country?
I don't know. At that point of time, I don't know. I analyzed the last like 5 days. I analyzed Saudi Arabia, analyzed Indonesia, Turkey, because Muslim countries and we understand the mentality. And yeah, we'll see.
And high population.
High population, yeah.
Uzbekistan.
Low GDP per capita.
Yeah, I see.
So we focus more on the countries with a high population, better GDP per capita, and at least better GDP, total GDP. So the size of the market. So the size of the market in the Saudi Arabia or Indonesia or Turkey is like 5 or 10 times bigger than Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan.
About team cultures.
Actually, we have our I totally happy with our performance of our team, and I think our team is really great in terms of the productivity. And the thing is that our co-founders, we are crazy with achieving something. I think it's in our DNA. We are crazy achievers. It makes us sometimes it makes us emotionally killed, feeling which means that you emotionally stuck, or how to say how this term you said it yesterday, I think emotional burning, or how burnout, yeah, emotional burnout. And sometimes it can happen, but it hasn't happened yet. I would say. So we're having crazy energy. We're really inspired by what we do in the co-founding team, and we try to sometimes we try to have a rest and provide time together and play some Dota, for example. We play Dota with our co-founders, and that's enough for that time. We go to like in Almaty, we go to mountains and etc. But basic stuff, I would say. So nothing special. But I try, as a CEO, I try to talk with each person on a regular basis, understand the motivation, current status of energy. And I try, when I see that one of my co-founders is like close to some kind of burnout. So I'm trying to do something with it.
About the cap table, is it equal or non-equal?
Equal.
You used to work in Big Four, one of the Big Four, and about your earnings, so you chose the startup way.
My salary was much better than in the startup. But the conditions for me in Big Four was really good for living in Kazakhstan. Not like all Big Four consultants, actually better. And I would say that, so always like do not have enough money for some extra, for example, cannot go and have dinner in the Vale, I would say. I'm joking. Actually, sometimes we go out with colleagues and there are no problems, but not on the regular basis. I do not have family. I mean, I have my parents, but I do not have my the wife or kids, so it's easier for me. And Bahit also, he doesn't have
hasn't married yet.
Hasn't married, but Musa has wife and the kid. But Musa's wife used to be our SMM, and Musa's salary is better than us.
Okay.
Just because he's married.
How do you think you are the first guys on doing this, paving the road for the startup ecosystem?
I think that it's great from one point of view that we do some startups, and the young guys, I saw it on the digital bridge. They came to me and like reach out and took some photos, and I was like pretty like shocked with this because I'm not successful startup CEO yet. Because I think that the startup is successful not even after IPO. I think the startup is great after like the startup founder is like successful after he like exited successfully, or he went to IPO, cashed out, and maybe he saved some money, and his company is already operationally stable, sustainable growth. This is the successful founder. I know some startups who went IPO and then fucked up. When you exited, it's okay. You already exited.
For yourself, it's okay.
For yourself. I mean, even not for the whole. Like if you exited from the business. So what happened to business after? It's not you. You're already successful. So this is the like my opinion. Who is the successful like founder? I would say who exited or who cashed out through IPO, and he's in the company, and the company is on the stage of sustainable growth. And and in terms of but anyway, I'm happy that people see us as an examples and come to this startup history and starting their own startups, and it inspires me as well. Actually, what else? I think that the ecosystem like performing great now. It's really now the level of the ecosystem is much better than 3 years ago, and I hope that in 3 years later we will see something bigger, and some of us will become hopefully unicorn and provide some extra resources to like develop the ecosystem. So and I think it's great that we on this like beginning stage. We'll see what will happen.
What is your ideal startup career path for yourself?
For myself, my passion is not in the money. I would say for my personal, personally, I do not need a lot actually. But for the impact perspective, we have our have you seen our quotes? We have impact word here.
Yeah.
So this is what we are passionate. Me personally, I'm passionate about with the time to succeed in order to impact some fields which are very important to myself and what I see is important, like education, healthcare in my home country. And what drives me is to build a company which will be able to change lives of people, will impact our first of all home country, but the whole region and the whole world. And we see that we by providing the great service to people, we change something. We already impact someone's lives. We build a new sector. Actually, we provide drivers with the earnings. We provide passengers with the service, and we make them a little bit more happier. And that is what drives me actually. And my career path, I would say that I want to be focused on one field. This is what I want. I want to be focused and I want to become an expert in one field. For example, we now do ride sharing and we do transportation. I want to become a real expert in that field and build a great...
already chosen.
Yeah.
It's transport.
Yeah, and I'm really passionate about transportation problem. I understand that this is a huge, massive problem. As John says, massive. Yeah, it's a massive problem. And for people to travel in for affordable price, safely, and with the convenient conditions. This is what we want to provide to our customers. And this is what I'm passionate about, and I want to become an expert in this field by building such a company. And after that, we'll see. When I see such cases like Mark Zuckerberg, for example, his foundation, and he invests a lot into education, healthcare, and etc. And this is what in science as well, and that's cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I hope so, because I think entrepreneurs, we are people who create value in this world. We create real value to someone, because if you do not, that word value proposition is if you have some value proposition and some people pay for that, you already created some value. So
that's great quote. Yeah, we are ending now. So
okay.
Is there anything that I couldn't ask?
I don't know. Actually, my colleagues, they used to do one project in Mongolia with a big bank. I would say one of the biggest bank in Mongolia. My colleagues in Kibimchi, and they provided some services, and I heard about the state of the country, and I saw the some research about the country, and I think that your banking sector performing pretty good if we compare to another Central Asian and Caspian region. I think Mongolian one of the greatest in terms of the development of the fintech and banking and telecoms penetration. So I think that I'm really happy for that. I hope that the country and the people from the country will start building this bridge. Maybe you will be one of the persons who build that bridge between Kazakhstan and Mongolia, because we have one history. We all know Genghis Khan. This is great. I think we should connect more. Be connected more and have some kind of bridge. And I'm really happy that you came. I hope you enjoyed being in our homeland.
Yeah, sure. And I love this country. There is so much thing, and let's see what will be happening in the future. We are also very glad to knowing you guys, because you guys knows your business very well, and I can see your success in the future.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jiguur.
Yeah, thank you for my invitation. So, and thanks for the guys for seeing till the end. That's the end. So I'm not a good outro maker. So
Okay, bye.
bye.